All Black Lives Matter. Even unborn Black lives.
Down here on Main Street to the entrance of the Georgia Street Viaduct, which has now been blocked off by Black Lives Matter Vancouver. They've blocked off all ingoing and outgoing traffic onto the Georgia Street Viaduct. They have this one closed off. They have the other one on the other side. I forget the street. Venables. And there's one over here. I really don't want to get outside and film them because I'm not really sure how they're going to take me filming them. I just don't know if they're going to lose it on me or whatever. So I'd rather I walked around and stuff like that, kind of saw everything, and now just filming a little bit. There's not much happening here. Pretty much it's all blocked off. There's police everywhere. And I guess everyone's just wondering they're just examining the situation at this present time. When did this happen? A couple days ago, I think. And nothing's happening. The police are just letting it ride for now, and I guess we'll see what the outcome is and what happens. But for now, everything's blocked off. Even over there, if you can see it. Everything's blocked off. So if you're thinking of coming into downtown Vancouver, take an alternate route because all this stuff is blocked off. Not really sure what their list of demands are. I think they have some I've read. I kind of forgot what they are. But in any case, it's all closed for now, so. And I don't really want to start talking to them. I kind of walked by them and said hello, and they just kind of gave me a look. Everyone's got masks on, so it's kind of hard to see what their facial expressions are, and I don't want to cause any trouble. There's a closer look at them right there. Everyone's chill. Protect black trans women. I can't breathe. Abolish police. Black Lives Matter. Blocked off traffic onto the Georgia Street Viaduct. There's no protesters here.
Hello everybody. Just gonna be doing another video here today, talking about in the previous section there where you see me videotaping with my phone in downtown Vancouver where they blocked off the Georgia Street Viaduct. That area I checked today on I just did a Google search of Black Lives Matter protesters Vancouver, and it looks like they've been arrested, so I'll show that video in a sec. The video is kind of muffled and stuff like that. I think my phone sometimes just doesn't work properly, and anyways, that's why it was muffled. But so they've been arrested, and let's just play that video right now. So here it says 7 arrested as Vancouver police clear Black Lives Matter protesters off of the viaducts. So let's just play this video.
In with breaking news, several anti-racism protesters have been arrested after refusing to leave the Vancouver viaducts. The group had been blocking the Georgia and Dunsmuir routes into downtown Vancouver since Saturday before the peaceful demonstration was broken up by police this morning. Our Jennifer Palma has been following this story and joins us now from downtown Vancouver. Jen, what's the latest?
Well, we're here at Cordova and Main Street. After the viaducts were reopened and the protesters moved off of them after being asked by police, they made their way down Main Street to Main and Cordova, right beside the Saskatoon or the Vancouver.
Just play it from here. I don't want to hear her talk.
Being asked by police. However, Vancouver police say more than 90 people left the area this morning. The demonstration was a peaceful one overall. The police monitored the situation all weekend long. They had set up on the viaducts on Saturday morning. And at 6 this morning, they started asking protesters to vacate the area. The group refused to speak with media or even to be on camera. According to social media posts, the reason why they were at the viaducts was to shine a light on Vancouver's historic anti-blackness. The post stating that they're at the viaducts because they're built over and in the area of Hogan's Alley, a historical hub for black citizens in Vancouver for decades. Organizers also mentioned in the post supporting protests at the Crab Park tent city, which remains despite a court injunction that required people to leave there by Saturday afternoon. Those people are...
Okay, so those BLM protests were very short-lived, just a matter of days. That's not the case in Seattle and other areas. Seattle has something called Chaz, which is a Capitol Hill autonomous zone. Essentially what they've done is they've built or created what they consider their own nation in the middle of Seattle. They've taken over a 6-block radius, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this was really, the Vancouver version was taken down within a few days. I totally understand their message. I'm actually on board with their message. I wish they would actually expand their message to include all black lives, and that includes black aborted lives. A lot of people on the left think that abortion, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's a woman's right and stuff like that. But when you start looking at the numbers of black aborted babies that have actually been killed, murdered, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people call it aborted. Aborted means when something is stopped, so that they basically stop them from living their life. And the numbers are astronomical. 3 times the amount of black babies are aborted compared to white babies, resulting in millions and millions and millions of aborted black babies. Obviously millions of aborted white babies as well. And, well, let's just look at those numbers. It's so sad. Like, I understand a lot of the people, white or black, they do this because of different situations. They're young, they have no money, they're poor, right? Other issues. But when it starts becoming, like, these numbers are insane. Like, these are basically more than the population of Canada. Let's just take a look. So over here it says over 44 million abortions since 1973. Roe versus Wade, or Roe versus, I think it's Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court ruling. So 19 million black babies were aborted, and African Americans are just under 13% of the United States population, but 19 million. That is not the population of Canada, which is 37 million, but still 19 million. Just think about how many people never had a chance to have their first breath. 19 million black people never had a chance to be born, and we don't even know what these people could have given to the population, could have contributed to the economy, just to life in general. 19 million, it's unreal, and no one thinks about that. Everyone is still protesting in the States because of George Floyd, and I'm, like I said in the other videos, I'm totally on board. But let's bring abortion into the mix. Let's start talking about the 19 million aborted black babies that never were born. But no one will ever do that, especially people on the left. They want to just make this a racial issue. But at the same time, let's make it a racial issue and talk about the black aborted babies. All black lives matter, including babies. All black babies' lives matter, including the ones that were never born, in my opinion. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. Obviously, I don't think that's racist whatsoever. And it's so sad that so many babies and a lot of black babies were never able to have their first breath. It's just sick that people on the left, and I don't know, just people in general, they just think this is okay. And I'm not saying, like, everyone, it's women's rights. Okay, well, how about the rights of these poor black kids that were never able to be born? They don't have any fucking rights? Like, our world is fucking messed up, mental, insane. The way people's logic is nowadays is totally messed up. But we keep continuing down this path of destruction, of murder, of just everything. And I'm just talking about everything. It's just insane. Here we are, though. So here it states on this is the CDC statistics, Center for Disease Control, show that 287,072 black deaths occurred from all other causes, excluding abortion. So that's how many black people died in 2011, just in general. So by these numbers, abortion is the leading cause of death among blacks. And that is, of course, that 360,000 black people were aborted in 2011. So if you do the math, that means that many people were aborted. 360,000 black kids were aborted. Like, in 1 year, in 2011. Like, where's the outcry from everybody when it comes to this. No one's around. Like, I don't have words, because, and then I've talked about this, I've replied to like different articles on Facebook, and the backlash I get from women, they're basically telling me to shut the fuck up and all this other stuff, like I'm a guy and this and that. I'm like, I just didn't understand how women could be so cruel. I thought like some of them would be on board, but wow, it's insane. This world is just madness. We are in a crazy time where it's completely okay to kill your unborn kid, and there's no outcry. Everyone's completely on board. It's your right. And then one black person dies, George Floyd. Obviously, that was complete murder, and I'm on board with the protest, like I've said in many videos. But I keep reiterating it, so it's in every single video, so you understand I am on board with the protest. But at the same time, when you start looking at the numbers of black aborted babies, 360,000 in 1 year, there's no outcry. No one cares. There's no white people caring. There's no black people caring. No governments care. No one cares. Unreal. And that is just, I'm not going to say anything anymore about it. Just the numbers don't lie. And if you don't believe me, go fucking search it up for yourself. This is all online. It doesn't take much to figure it out. But no one cares. It's about racism, yes. How about the racism of all these black kids getting killed? Unreal. Yes, I know the mothers are black, obviously. I totally get that. But governments allow this. They don't mind. They don't care. They condone it. They condone all abortion, I know. It's sad. So sad. We have lost our way as a civilized nation, civilized world. We are not civilized. Just because you don't see this stuff going on right in front of you. It's going on behind closed doors in clinics, abortion clinics all across the world, every single city in every country. No one thinks about it. No one cares. Shh. That's it. There's going to be a price to pay for all this for sure. Okay, so in this section of the video, I'm just going to be talking about Chaz, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in Seattle, Washington. In this particular video, basically it's talking that the Black Lives Matter message has been hijacked, and now it's basically calling to defund the police. They want no governments, and all this other stuff. And then when a black lady tries to basically say that you guys have hijacked our message, she gets booed, she gets shunned. And if you look at all the people there, it's all these skinny white people in black skinny jeans hiding their faces. It's just the Antifa starter kit where everyone's dressed in black like a bunch of donkeys. So they've hijacked the message of Black Lives Matter, and now it's all about defunding the police, and we want basically anarchy. So they've taken over a 6-block radius, including a Seattle precinct, a police precinct, and no one's doing anything about it. Like I said, the world's going cuckoo. They're insane. People have lost their minds. So what? You're gonna defund the police? There's so much police brutality. Yes, if you actually defund the police, how are we gonna have law and order? Because on the left, they don't want anyone to have guns either. So you're not gonna have police, and you're not allowed to have guns then. So what the hell is gonna happen? There's no logic in their thinking. Or are they gonna start? Is everyone just gonna get along after that when no one has weapons and no one has guns to defend themselves? Or is it just gonna be a free-for-all where everything is complete anarchy and you can do whatever the F you want? Is that what's gonna happen? Anyways, let's just play this.
Movement. And at the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, some aren't holding back, saying that message has now been lost.
The thing is, you have hijacked it, you have taken the meaning away.
A handful of women representing the African American Community Advisory Council, which works with Seattle police,
Check this out, I'm not done talking, boy.
came out to support the police chief, and that was mostly met with boos from the crowd.
African American community.
And they were quickly cut off.
Not everybody is going to have the same opinion.
We caught up with that group's chair, Victoria Beach.
We're going to keep our voices loud and clear. We're going to be heard. How are we going to be heard if that's happening? How are we going to come to the table and talk?
And not long after their time at the mic, A rolling garage door at the East Precinct opened up. A couple dozen officers rode out on bikes, a few left standing there. Some protesters then quickly moved to enforce a barricade to keep them out. It appears one of them may have even been pepper sprayed amid a series of...
Pretty funny how this group now, they've put up a barricade. Chaz has put up a wall, essentially. Meanwhile, the left hates walls. They don't want Trump to have a wall with the southern border. But now they're putting up their own wall. These people are hypocrites and idiots on every single level. These Antifa thugs that, like, they're just not logical. They think completely with emotion. There's no critical thinking there. And it's like, okay, well, no walls in the southern border. How about no walls where you are as well? Like, their message is always lost because it just doesn't make sense. It's just BS on top of BS. It's just a bunch of crybabies who got their way when they were kids, and now they've grown up and they want to still continue getting their way. And they don't want to grow up. These are just people who lived in the parents' basements and are probably still living there. They don't have jobs. They don't have money. Just a bunch of broke crybabies is what Antifa is, in my opinion. So I'm going to start playing a couple of videos. This is Seattle Chaz. If you want to look it up on Twitter, it's probably the best place. YouTube censors too much, and they're just garbage at this point. They suck. Okay, let's play this.
We got straight up night medics here. Look at that. Dope AF. We got the best of the best here in Autonomous Zone. We got a vigil, and most importantly, we have the co-op, no police, freedom giveaway. So guys, check it out.
I don't know. I don't know what everyone thinks about this, but this is 6 blocks. Imagine 6 blocks of downtown Vancouver. I guess we kind of have something to this effect in one way, where we have the downtown east side, Hastings Street, looks like a complete hellhole nightmare. So are people okay with that? Like, do you want the whole city to be like that? Like, I really don't know what the solution is. I know the police are much more militaristic now than they used to be, and I don't really have an answer for anything. And obviously, why would I? I'm just some guy in my home office creating videos, just talking about how I'm feeling, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I don't know if there's a solution. Is there? I think the solution is just everyone basically follow the 10 commandments. If you don't believe in that, that's fine. But just if you don't believe in religion, that's fine. But those 10 commandments can apply to even people who don't believe in religion. If everyone actually followed that, the world would be perfect. But obviously, at this point in the game, that's not happening. There's a lot more people that are breaking all the rules than they are following all the rules. And I'm not saying I'm following all the rules. I'm not trying to make myself better than anyone else. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. I'm just saying, like, if you look at it from a big perspective, looking over the whole situation in the world, there's just too many negative people, too many bad things going on, and too many corrupt people in power across the world that are destroying everything in our world, from politicians to health officials to media. And that's where everyone gets their talking points, and then from there it just kind of drips down into the general population. That's why so many people are so messed up. They're watching the news, they believe everything and this and that, and everything's just a nightmare. I don't even know where I'm going with this video really, but I'm just showing you like what the hell's the end game with Seattle Chaz? What are they going to do if they want the whole world to become pure anarchy? Because who's going to win in the end is just people who have all the weapons. That's who's going to win. All the drug lords and gang members, I guess. I don't know. Like, where's it going to end? I don't know. It's crazy. Let's just go watch another video. So in this video, it's a dodgeball game. Leads to a missing hat, and then I don't know, they want to start fighting each other. This is at Seattle Chaz as well. They're playing dodgeball. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Let's play this. Let's roll the clip.
Get him out of here!
We're supposed to be for each other. You get the fuck out of here. No. We're supposed to be for each other. We're here for each other.
So everybody's losing it because someone is missing a hat. Still talking about the missing hat.
Hey, where's our hat? Where's your hat? Where's our hat?
Help us find the missing hat. Let's set up a GoFundMe page for the missing hat, guys. We'll buy him a new hat. Something I didn't mention yet in this video. How about all the social distancing that's not happening? And so many times in the day, I totally forget about the stupid BS, overblown flu called COVID-19. And the reason I forget about it is when I start watching video clips like this and no one's social distancing, no one's wearing gloves. They're wearing masks though. Why? Probably to cover their faces. If they weren't wearing those N95 masks or those non-surgical masks, guess what? They'd be wearing a balaclava, or they'd be have a bandana tied around their neck or whatever the hell, right? Where's COVID-19 in all this? It's nowhere. It just poof, it disappeared. The biggest pandemic in our supposed lifetime or whatever they make it seem like, and it's not anywhere in Chaz. It's not anywhere in any of the Black Lives Matter riots, protests. It's not anywhere. Why isn't it anywhere? Because it's not a real thing. It's a made-up thing, and I'm sure some people still think it's real. I told you before, this whole thing's BS, and what did it do? It destroyed our economy. And how do you go from, like I said before, from one massive event, COVID-19, all of a sudden, boom, George Floyd, protests, morphed into riots, and now all of a sudden we're taking over 6 square blocks in Seattle. They closed the Georgia Street Viaduct that leads into downtown Vancouver for a few days, and it's just morphing into different things. How does this happen? How is this happening? Is this all natural? Is this all organic? Or are there puppet masters pulling the strings here, which I think is happening because Antifa is an organization funded by George Soros. And guess what? He's a rich white guy. The exact things that Antifa would be against. But they're being funded by the George Soros Open Society Foundation. So it's easy to go from one major news story into another without looking back and saying, holy shit, yeah, what happened to COVID-19? Where is it? I thought so many people were going to die, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands. But now all these people, these guys don't care. Like, why don't they care? Look at how close are they? He's not wearing a mask. They're not wearing gloves. They're not social distancing. But all of a sudden, it's okay? Like, this whole thing is so comical. And I'm not trying to take away from anyone's death, be it George Floyd or be it the actual people who did die from the COVID-19 flu. But you have to see the comedy, the whole comedy of all of this, where it's just insanity, layers of insanity. They just keep building upon each other. And like I said, this is absolutely not finished. Something else will happen because all of this crap has been orchestrated and it's just guiding you down this path. The media, hey, look at this, and they just blast you with story after story, video after video of one topic, and all of a sudden they're talking about another completely different topic, and you're like, how the hell did we end up here? What happened to the other story that we were supposed to focus on? And you're like, oh yeah, COVID-19. But then when I go outside in my neighborhood and stuff like that, everyone's wearing masks like a bunch of dummies. So we are in the twilight zone. It's just ridiculousness on top of more ridiculous behavior. And people just don't seem to understand they're being played for suckers. It's just, I don't even know where it's going to end up. But it's crazy. And it just keeps going and going and going. And people just can't even see it. They don't understand. Like, look at all these guys. You're worried about, maybe you're worried about George Floyd. I don't even know what these protesters are probably worried about. They could be worried about some other stuff. Here they have LGBTQ. So they're worried about gay rights. So all of a sudden gay rights is actually part of this? Like, I don't even know where it ends. Crazy. So here we have them playing dodgeball. This is before the incident where the guy loses his hat. So just to blow off a little steam in Seattle, Chaz, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in downtown Seattle. Hey, let's just play some dodgeball to get out our aggression. Probably a good thing instead of breaking windows and spray painting everything and burning your town down. These guys are throwing balls at each other. Yeah, I used to like playing dodgeball when I was a kid. It was awesome. It is a lot of fun, I have to admit. Once again, hilarious. This is funny. This is comedy, in my opinion. It's just insanity. But at least they're having fun. This is a good way to get out your aggression. I would actually join them in this. A lot of fun. Awesome. So this guy here, who's in Chaz, he's got no shirt on. He's wearing pajamas. He lost his keys. I think his wallet. Someone stole that stuff, and he's super pissed. But let's just see if we can hear some of this. Can't hear anything. Hilarious. So even though the left, I don't know, like I'm speaking about the left as a group, they don't like gun violence, they don't like guns in general. Here you'll see the head of Chaz actually giving out AR-15s.
Need more people that know how to use firearms for training. Appreciate you.
He's got weapons on him right there, I think.
We just got told there's another group they're meeting with.
Look at that.
Just come right back.
Another
Hey, I got you,
AR-15.
just don't say any names. But that's not as,
Look at this.
They want to know why the.
Does anyone think this is going to end well? I don't know. This is not going to end well, in my opinion. If they start shooting police, and then it can easily get out of control. You got people here with open carry firearms, which actually I didn't know that the state of Seattle actually allows open carry, which means you can openly carry your firearms. And that's what they're doing now in downtown Seattle in the 6-block radius. So if you thought that this thing was done, it's not even close to being over. Probably the next step is going to be civil war. I would assume. I don't know how widespread it's going to be. Widespread it will be in the US of A, but there are definite hotspots. Anyways, I'm going to just wrap it up here. Just wanted to show you kind of what was going on. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching this video, and share it all over social media. Have a great day. Thank you so much, guys.